there are literally people who are thinking that I'm faking my disability. In reality, as an autistic individual, I'm either 100% let's do something or nah, that's not going to happen. I'm exhausted. So today I was laying in my bed and I was absolutely fatigued from yesterday. As you may know, I was celebrating Thanksgiving, which even though the plans completely changed from when we were, from originally where we were going to visit my extended family to just staying at home, I was still exhausted both mentally and physical from suddenly having to reshuffle my entire day and schedule. So this morning, I was so fatigued that I could barely leave my bed. And yes, don't get me wrong, there's some days that I know that I must push through my fatigue, push through the burnout, and completely mask, especially when it comes to jobs or important errands like getting my medications or groceries. So going back to the original point, I could barely open my eyes. The sun was too bright. Even the footsteps from the people downstairs were too overwhelming, and I just wanted to stay in my bed the entire day. Then suddenly the phone rang, and it was something really significant in my life. I can't go into details at all since it's still going on, but I was shaking awake. Literally, my energy levels went from 0 to kabam 100. And yes, I am that type of person that either all or nothing. Either I have no energy for anything, or bam, a burst of adrenaline, a burst of energy, and a burst of dopamine. I'm like, go, 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 go. I spent a few minutes on the phone. Next thing you know, I was wide awake. I was absolutely wild. I couldn't even close my eyes if I wanted to. That is how wide awake I was. Like, bam. Literally, even if I wanted to, and wanted to go back to sleep, not happening. I was up. I'm like, let's go for the day. Go, 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 go. So, I ended up going to the Denver Art Museum with my family. We just went to the Denver Art Museum, very short outing. We did have my niece with me, so it didn't last very long, 2 hours at maximum. And when I got home, kabam! All I wanted to do was lay down on my bed and fall fast asleep. I was like, even after 2 hours, that dopamine was all gone. That dopamine from that phone call, that rush, that adrenaline was completely gone, completely vanished. And that is why I ended up sleeping for yet another 3 hours. So another thing that I would really like to touch on is something called dynamic disabilities. It is a word form when you can do something on a certain day, but you can't do it consistently. For example, let's say I had chronic pain. Let's say I had chronic pain in my right hand, and as you may know, I absolutely love doing artwork. So for some days, when the pain levels were tolerable, I could do artwork all day. But there might be some days where the pain is so much that I can barely move my thumb without wanting to scream, or I can barely move my hand. That is what I call dynamic disability. It is an influxation of how disabled you are. So there's like some days, especially when it comes to my special interest, where I'm like, all right, everybody, let's go to the casino. Let's see the bright lights. Let's see the slot machines. Let's see the slot machine graphics. Let's read all the pay tables. I don't care how noisy it is. I don't care how loud it is. Let's have a good time. Heck yeah. Hallelujah. Woo! But then there are some days like today where I'm like, oh my gosh, the sun is too bright. I can't leave my bed. But this is why people think I'm faking my disability, just because of how dynamic my disability can be. From one moment, I can be, let's go, happy. Then all of a sudden, I'm like, I'm just so sad. I can barely move. I can barely think. And I can barely record this video. But you know what's really ironic? As an autistic individual, when it comes to videos, videography, social media, it is one of my special interests, which is why whenever I'm recording or engaging with social media, especially social media marketing, I'm like, whoop, laser focus, all emotions, let's go. But the very moment I shut this camera off, I'm gonna be like, So, long story short, this dynamic is why people think I'm faking my disabilities, why people may assume that I'm a fraud, and why people be like, since Simon was so happy and could do it and could conquer the world yesterday, why is she just laying in bed not wanting to do a single thing today? I just don't understand why. And that is honestly one of the worst misconceptions that I face in my daily life as an autistic neurodivergent individual. Matter of fact, we will be talking about what it's like to leave the house and all the mental preparation I must do to be able to leave the house in the next video. And we'll see you then. See you around.